Hi, I'm Michelle and this workout is suitable during your pregnancy and will focus on mobility, core and reactivation of those muscles that will potentially be switching off and lengthening as your posture changes through your pregnancy. We have 9 exercises or moves and you will need a mat and a loop resistance band. There is no timer and we'll be working for approximately 20 minutes. Follow along at your own pace and stop when you feel you need to. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my workouts. I hope you enjoy it. Let's do this together. So we're going to be starting with our 360 breathing. I'm going to be demonstrating how we should try to continue to breathe through our pregnancy. As postural changes happen, as we get more and more pregnant, our breath becomes quite shallow because everything's being pushed up. So we want to try and maintain that breath for as long as possible. I'm going to be using this little ball to demonstrate how the breath should be. Can you imagine this is your rib cage? So we've got the sides of your rib cage, we've got the back and the front, and also the base, which I'd like you to imagine coming down to meet your pelvic floor. So let's look at the ball and I'll describe it to you. So you're going to inhale through your nose and your ribs are going to expand as wide and as deep as they possibly can. I would like you to feel the breath into all of the edges and letting the breath come down to meet that pelvic floor. Exhale and let everything come in. Inhale, expand, holding for a count of 3, and then exhale, letting everything come in. Now we're going to engage our pelvic floor at the same time as we do our breath. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. As we exhale, that's when we want to activate our pelvic floor. So imagine a basement, a ground, and a first floor. You're lifting you're squeezing from the basement to the ground and then lifting to the first floor. And you need to be able to take it back to basement again. If you're hovering around that ground floor, it's not really relaxing. You need to let it go, but please be mindful of not bearing down. You don't want to be pushing like you would if you went to the toilet. You want to just take it naturally, gently down to that basement. So on the inhale, we relax everything. Inhale, filling our ribs. Do it with me. Relaxing pelvic floor. Now, exhale, squeeze to the ground and lift to the first. All the airs come out. Hold it. And again, inhale, relaxing pelvic floor. Exhale, engaging pelvic floor. One more time. Inhale, relaxing pelvic floor. Exhale, engage. And relax. Good. Okay, so I want you to use your breathing throughout the moves that we're going to be doing. We're targeting our core throughout because we're going to be using our breath. We're going to be getting mobile by lunging and moving ourselves into different exercises so that we can keep nice and supple. There'll also be activation of some muscles, so trying to get them to fire, because as we go through the pregnancy, some muscles lengthen and they tend to switch off and others compensate because of the posture changes. So we're really going to be mindful of keeping our eye on those muscles and keeping them moving. So first of all, we're going to start in a child's pose. So come down onto all fours and we're going to put our feet together and splay our legs to allow for baby bump. Okay, so come down onto your mat with your forearms and just come down here. Now, while you're down here, we're going to do 5 breaths. But when you breathe in, I want you to fill up like we did with that 360 breathing with the ball. And I want you to fill and push that air into your back expansion. Ready? Relax, I'm going to talk you through it. So inhale, fill the body. Exhale, good. Try and be quite audible with your exhale through your mouth. It will naturally engage your pelvic floor. Inhale through the nose, fill the body. Exhale through the mouth. Drawing belly button to spine As you exhale, engaging pelvic floor, and inhale. Exhale, lift. One more, inhale. Exhale, engage. Good, and then come up gently. So if you're finding it difficult to get that breath throughout your body, then please practice that one on a regular basis. Just be mindful of where it's going. Feel the body, side back, okay? So now we're going to come down into a downward dog. You might want to keep your knees bent on this, and I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to come onto all fours, plant your hands into the mat, and you are going to dig your toes in. You're then going to lift your bottom with an exhale, and just push your head through the shoulders. I'm keeping my knees bent because some of you may not want to go into full downward dog. If you do, and you've been practicing your yoga, then please feel free to lift your hips towards the sky. Take some nice deep breaths, and you might want to pedal those feet, pushing head through the window, opening that chest as much as possible. Heel, heel. Good, feel the stretch down the back of the legs. You don't have to straighten your legs, it's not a problem. Good, okay, a little sway from side to side, and then just take your knees down and relax. We're going to do that one more time. So take some breaths. Inhale, inflate. Exhale, deflate. Lift those legs up, knees bent or straight, your choice. Push your head all the way through the window. Get a nice bit of mobility through those shoulder joints. Good, and let's start pedaling left to right. As you lift one up, you press the other heel back down. Good. Okay, both feet together, push the heels. Excellent, and little rock from side to side. Head through just that little bit more, and then let's take those knees back to the floor. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to do a kneeling hip hinge. So the idea with this one is that you really think about activating your glutes and your hamstrings as you do it. So come on to all fours and then come up to a kneeling position here. So let's sit down onto our heels. Now the breath is going to be exhaling on the effort, i.e. going up and down. When you're at the base, you can inhale again and relax that pelvic floor. We're not going to do it fast. So inhale, fill. Exhale, engage glutes and hamstrings and lift. Pelvic floor is also lifted. Hold it there. You don't want to be hyperextending. You just want to come to that stacked position, good posture. So let's see, are our glutes fired? Are our hamstrings fired? You might want to draw your knees back ever so slightly into the mat, and then you'll feel a little bit more hamstring engagement. Now, still holding on to that pelvic floor. Now, release the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, engage. Release pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Come down. Inhale again. Exhale, lift. Keeping hold of those glutes and hamstrings before you get down. And again. Remember, engage. Don't hyperextend. Nice, tall spine. You've got 4 more. Sit down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Draw baby in towards that spine, lifting pelvic floor, hold it and release when you get to the base. And again, 2 more. Hold, release, and last one. Well, this one we're going to take back super slow. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and sit. Well done. Good. Okay, so we're now going to do some leg lunges, and we're going to reach above our head as well for mobility through the shoulders. So you're going to come into a 90-90 bend on the legs, and then you're going to take that front leg just that little bit further forward. And we're going to push our hips forward. You might want to take your knee out to the side to allow for bump. And you're going to lean into this leg. Now, if you feel able to, please lift those arms and try and get the head through the window. Now, we might be flaring our ribs here and arching our lumbar spine. Try to bring the ribs down and not arch so much. Try to keep that neutral pelvis. Push your head through the window and release. We're going to do that again. If you need to take your leg a little bit wider, you can. So inhale, exhale, lift. Drawing ribs down. And release. Again, inhale, exhale, lift. One more for me. Inhale, exhale, lift. And release. We're going to move to the other side. So right leg up. Nice shuffle forward for that leg so we can get a nice deep lunge. So inhale. Exhale, lift. Remember, try to keep the ribs down. And release. Inhale, exhale, lift pelvic floor. Arms through, push the head through the window. That's it, and back. Inhale, exhale. One more for me. Inhale, exhale. And take that pelvic floor back to the basement. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a side plank, and we're going to come into threads. So you might decide here that you'd like to add a little bit more. So you could squeeze a towel between your thighs, or if you have a ball, something like that, something squishy. So let's grab a towel. You don't have to, but I quite like to. And then we're going to come down and rest on our left arm. So pull the legs back in line with the body. You don't want them tucked forward for this one. We want them back. So you can have your right leg on top, lengthened, or you can have them back. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to have mine long. I'm going to squeeze this towel so I get some adductors firing. So think about all the muscles around your pelvis. We need to keep them strong so that everything is supported. Your pelvic floor doesn't have a bone or it's just like a sling, and everything around it helps support it. So number one with this one is don't collapse the shoulder. Pull that shoulder back and down. Everything in line, and think long spine, something pulling my head this way and my body that way. So this is the breath again, the 360 breath. So inhale here. Releasing pelvic floor. Now, just before you lift, exhale and engage pelvic floor. And up. Now, extend the arm and let's thread it through and then lift. So we're working more on endurance for our pelvic floor here. So we're holding it for the reps that we're doing. Are you squeezing those thighs as well, hitting the adductors? Lengthen the arm, look to the thumb, and then thread. All the muscles are knitting together into the center, drawing baby in. Pelvic floor is still on. You are not holding your breath. Last one for me. Up, thread, and then lower yourself down, and then release. We're going to do that again. So take the shoulder away from the ear. Remember to squeeze the thighs if you wanted to add a little bit more. So inhale, let's fill the body full of air, 360. Exhale, lift, everything's on. So lifting up to the first floor with the pelvic floor. Up, thread. thread. 3. Good. And down. Well done. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. So come onto the right arm and place that towel between the thighs, just something to squeeze. Remember, taking the shoulder away by pulling the scapula back, getting the legs back in line, one leg on top if you prefer. And we're going to do that breath once more. Inhale. Exhale, engage pelvic floor, lifting, and then go up. Okay, extend the arm, thread. Pelvic floor, endurance, we're holding on to it. You're going to do one more. Okay, lower it and then release. Take a moment there. Okay, you're going to do that one more time and then we're going to start working with a resistance band. Whew, okay, are you ready? So come in line again, face forward. Take the shoulder away from the ear, feel supported. Inhale, feel the body. Exhale, lift. That's it, arm on and threading. You've got one more to do. And lower and then release. Good. Pop your towel to one side. We're now going to reach for our loop resistance band. If you don't have one of these, you can get a pair of tights, loop them round and put a knot in them and they will be more than sufficient. So let's place the band just above the knees. If you do have that towel or perhaps a pillow, this might be quite nice to use for a little bit of support while you're laying down. So you could put one here. And you could also put one just slightly under your belly, which is on the side. You could just lay down like this. Now we're going to put our bottom leg bent underneath. We're once again going to be in line. We're not tucking our legs forward. And you're going to straighten that top leg. Now, a lot of women, I've watched them, they roll backwards. You just tilt forwards ever so slightly. Flex the toe and dig that heel outwards. Now I want you to just lift that leg, engaging the muscles. So before you do, inhale, fill, exhale, lift. Hold that there. Flex the toe, lift the heel, and now take it down. Inhale, exhale, lift. 2. Inhale, exhale, lift. 3. Keep that going. Slow. The heavier the band, the tighter the band, the harder this will be. Tilt forward slightly. Pull that hip forward slightly. 2 left. Last one. And release. Good. Take a break there. We're going to do this one again. And up we go. 1. Remember the breath. Inhale, exhale, lift. 2. 3. 4. Slowly. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. And 10. Ooh, down we come. Okay, bring them legs in. Give it a little rub. Now we're going to change sides. So exhale, come up. And change your pillow to the opposite side. You might just want to roll over if that's more comfortable for you, but I'm going to change around because I'm here's for you to see me. So towel under the belly if that makes it more comfortable for you. Put the band just above the knees. Hips are in line. Get comfy before you start, don't rush. Okay, remember, tilt ever so slightly forward, flex the toe. Now, inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. 2. Can you lift that leg a little bit higher? Lengthen the leg. Slowly. 6. 4 left. Last one. And stop. Okay, bend the knee slightly, just to give yourself a bit of a rest. We've got one more round and then we're going to finish with our child's pose. So some nice deep breathing again, and this time you're going to use a towel to lean on, so it gets a little bit of shoulder flexion as well. Okay, ready? So lengthen that leg, tilt that hip forward slightly. Inhale, releasing pelvic floor. It's not on, it's released. Now exhale and lift your pelvic floor to the first floor. 1, slowly down, don't rest the leg at the base. 2, hip forward. 3, come on, we're firing up those abductors. 4, 5, 6, slowly. 7, let that leg come down ever so controlled. 8, you've got 2 left. 9, last one. And 10, good, release. Now let go of the pelvic floor and just relax. Okay, from here we're going to move into child's pose. Take some nice breaths, try and get that breath going into the back. So let's come up gently. You can take your band away. So all of these could be practiced at any point, numerous times, daily, whatever you prefer. So now we're going to pop a towel on, or a very small cushion on top of our legs here. We're going to have our pillow just to elevate our arms slightly, and I want you to put your palms upwards as you do this. So you might want a nice wide split between the legs to allow for baby bump. I'm just going to put a towel here, and I'm going to lean forward so that my head comes below my arms. Palms up, so we work on that mobility of the shoulders. Bit of a stretch through the back. Okay, let's do some nice deep breathing, 360 breathing. So in through the nose, fill the back, the sides, let the breath come down to meet the pelvic floor. Exhale audibly through the mouth, engaging pelvic floor, engaging those abdominal muscles, drawing the ribs down, and inhale, fill the body. Make sure the breath is going to every area you can possibly get it into. And exhale. You're going to do 2 more of these. So inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And when you feel ready, just relax those arms, come up to sitting position. So there's a reason why the 360 breath is used, as well as for just bodily functions. What it does, it stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, your vagus nerve, which brings calm on the body. As we are going through our pregnancy and in the latter stages, you are pretty much chest breathing, which in turn stimulates a different nerve, which then gives us that fight or flight reaction. So you might feel a little bit more anxious, So it's important that we try to keep that breath going for as long as we can before we can't. And then after we've had baby, as soon as we've had baby, we can start incorporating that 360 breath again. But what you might find is that your ribs are quite flared from being pregnant. So that exhale, that audible exhale, draw those ribs down. Don't grip, draw the ribs down as you audibly breathe out in your postpartum recovery. Super important to get that breath back again so that we can be calm and stress-free. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.